Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Doc and Queenie live every Monday at
Hi. I know, Doc. I know. Can you believe high noon is already here again?
I'm always going. It's Monday. Wait a minute. I thought it was Friday. So Monday is your
It
favorite.
is Monday, just to let you know. I just wanted to make you aware of that.
There we are. I found us on Facebook. That was pretty cool.
That is always the best news, right?
Yes, definitely. It's me, myself, and you.
Oh my gosh. That is the best news. But honestly, it is so fun. Seriously, when we're out in the world or whatever's happening and they go, oh my gosh. And they don't know your real name. It's Doc or Queenie. It's like, what is your name actually? And it's just very funny how that identity has happened.
Well, and then everybody's singing high noon to you.
What's your favorite time? High noon, right? And I'm
Yep.
like, oh my gosh. So yeah, it's super
what
fun.
we get for goofing around.
I know. I bet you have had the best gardening season in the whole world. I got to see your new picture with that great big ginormous zucchini. How many of those do you have?
I've got 4 in the works right now, and I've planted more. I've been having fun with the squirrels, but I figured out
Oh
a
my
deterrent.
Do you
So,
not have a sign up that says squirrels not allowed?
I didn't think of that, Queenie.
Because I think if you just let them know that no trespassing for squirrels and rabbits, I think that would help keep them away.
That just might, kind of like the deer crossing the deer cross where the crossing sign is. Maybe I need to put
Oh
that.
my gosh. Yeah, because I know that the deers pay attention to that. And so the deer go exactly where they're told. So I
I'm
think
sure
that
they
would be cool if you did that with the bunnies and the squirrels.
Sure. Now I've got 4 zucchini that are growing right now, and I just planted some more because I'm actually planting for fall and getting ready for winter.
Whoa. You are planting for fall?
Yes.
Holy moly.
Yes. I'm doing a quick crops. There, I don't even know how many days. We're probably down to about 100, maybe 110 days ish until our first frost.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm planting.
Are you actually able to say your first frost on a day that Kansas City has a heat wave?
I was outside talking with our grass guy, and I was standing there sweating. I wasn't doing anything, and I was getting the sweat mustache too. I'm like, I'm not doing anything.
Wow, there's our high noon ACA godmothers in the house. Boom.
Yeah. .com. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. No, but people have said, honestly, these next few days are going to be, we haven't had this kind of stuff since 2012.
I'm looking at the next 4 days. We average 95 and above. I don't mind the heat. I mind the humidity. And right now, I tell you, I don't know what the humidity is. Let's see. Well, it's 86 and it feels like 93.
Oh gosh.
And let's see, what's the humidity is 64%.
Like, oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a lot.
That's the killer part. If it's under 50, it's tolerable. But yeah, 64% cray cray. So,
my goodness. Well, first of all, you mentioned your grass guy. I can't imagine having an actual business that is literally outside all the time.
Well, he actually was fertilizing everybody, weed kill, all that stuff early today. So he wanted to get everything done by 1. So he was rushing.
You can't blame him there. Absolutely.
No, I can't either. And I've already watered and I'm finished outside. I'm like, there's no way, because I was going to chop down some bushes, but I'm not going to. Yeah, I was just standing talking to him and I was sweating.
And I was going to say the bushes will probably be there when you're able to do it
for a long time. Yes. Yeah. I've ignored them for a long time. Yes.
Not doing it. Not doing it. Karen's probably already been out networking with her dynamic ACA club, so I'm sure that's a given. Deborah DeVette's in the house, so thank you for making our call international. Yeah. Our call international.
We'll take her weather because I'm going to assume it's cooler and the humidity is lower where she's
I
at.
bet that's the truth. And she's got a new grandbaby, so her little trio is having such a great time with the new baby. So I know that that's super fun. It's just so great, honestly, Doc. You see up here on our big border, the Doc and Queenie Day 4 is 1 week from today. And we just want to thank everyone who has made this community what it is in these 4 years. And to think honestly, Doc, right now we were doing the preliminary videos. Get ready, Doc and Queenie Live is going to be happening. And I remember we were doing the little snippet videos and different locations around and all that stuff. And here we are. And it's been your business launched here, your naturopathy degree happened here. All kinds of things have happened during the Doc and Queenie community. And it's just such a cool thing to be able to see all the different changes in 4 years. And before we go any further, these backgrounds are up for a reason. How close are you to this dynamic mark?
I am at 981.
Oh my gosh, 19 away. I am counting with you, my friend. Congratulations.
And I'm at 340,000 views. So
cooler but smoky from the wildfires, Deborah says. And
yeah.
Debbie Dub is in the house. So happy high noon to you too, Deb. Deb's already been on a posting party with me. And so it's super fun. We always have new friends there. So it seriously is. The community has grown. The different things that have happened during these 4 years, some great, some not so great as far as life journey stuff. But the rest of the story is, I'm trying to think. In 4 years, wow, I just thought of that as a matter of fact. In 4 years' time, 2 of my books have launched. That's interesting. I would not have thought they were that close together. Networking on Steroids, PQ Post Quarantine, was born in July of 2020. And myfinalfootprints.com was born in October of 2023. So it's very interesting to see the journey and the transition of life and the growth in the company. And Enagic celebrated 50 years this past March. I've been full-time for 16. I mean, there's so many things that happen when you think in terms of a 4-year milestone. So I love that.
Incredible. It's incredible. I've been a naturopath for 5 years now. I'm like,
there's no way. That is outrageous.
So been in the industry for like 15, but official 5 years. But yeah, it's incredible how fast time flies. And then really we always joke with our kids, stop growing up.
They're not listening, just so you know.
Yeah, we're not ready for this.
And the grandkids don't listen. They still keep growing up.
But then the reminder is like you're at Walmart or somewhere and you see a mom with kids all around and one's crying and one's whining. And you're like, and I usually just smile and will say, you're doing a good job, Mom. You're doing a good job. Thinking better you than me.
Seriously, it's back to that same thing. As I said, so much has happened in our 4 years as Doc and Queenie community. So we just want to thank everyone who has participated, had been our faithful friends on purpose and part of our girl chat with a faith twist, all of the things that we've done in these 4 years. But the time has flown by.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. And like you said, thank you to everybody. We've met so many neat people from around the world. Who would have thought when we started this that we would meet people from different countries?
Who would have thought that it would last longer than 1 minute? And that's the part
that's true.
I mean, honestly, sure. And Doc and Queenie served a dynamic purpose during all the COVID stuff and the pandemic. And what are we going to do? And let's play bingo. And it's just been a fantastic 4 years, but it's been fast.
Yes, it's been very fast. I'm shitting on myself. I should put together a bunch of pictures of all the stuff that has happened over the past 4 years. But I'm always afraid of the algorithms or the platforms because a lot of times they'll take it down if they think we've had this happen before. On my videos, I pay for my services for my editing. So I'm allowed to have the copyright on the music, but you move it to a new platform and they're like, nope. And you're like, seriously. But maybe Absolutely. I'll just do a little picture thing without the music. We'll see. Yeah. Maybe you can come, Queenie.
I mean, honestly, think about that too. The copyright stuff, the platforms have changed. Just like you keep talking about with YouTube, they keep moving the goalposts when you're trying to get closer to a new milestone, and then they move the goalpost. So it's like, holy moly. But for you to be 19 away for your dynamic 1,000 mark, we are just counting down the minutes with you, Doc.
Well, I'm excited just to hit that marker. But like you say, things are changing. Every week on my YouTube shorts, I check what is the popular time per day. And I was telling somebody the other day, I was just checking. It's been the same. Like on Mondays, it's at 2:00. It's been that way for over 2 months. Well, everything just shifted. So now I'm like, oh, it's 9:00. So now I have to
That
shift
really
it.
is. Yeah.
But it's
Time
totally,
to punt and pivot.
yes, totally. So everything's always changing. But this doesn't change week to week. We have our National Day of. Are you ready for today?
I can't imagine what it'll be. Let's hear it.
Lipstick, chicken wings, and lasagna.
Oh my gosh. All right.
I don't wear lipstick anymore. I like chicken wings and I love lasagna, but I can't eat it because I'm dairy intolerant. So there you go. How about you?
I love lipstick. I mostly like the gold fleck gloss. That's my favorite. Chicken wings, I don't think if I've ever had them, they have probably been boneless because I can't stand all that yuck. But that would never be a go-to
Opposites,
for me.
because I always get the original naked wings because I don't want stuff on it. Usually it's
never going to
spicy.
happen.
Kill me.
Never going to happen. And like I say, mine would be boneless because it would never be a go-to. But I'm sure I've been to. I actually know. Olathe Chamber. We hosted a coffee at Buffalo Wild Wings out in Olathe. I think it was when they first opened several years ago, and so I did participate in that situation because, of course, they had us stay for lunch and blah blah. So I did participate in that, and it was boneless because I don't do all the rest of that yuck. And the lasagna I love, but as you might imagine, I do veggie lasagna with spinach because I don't want all the rest of that stuff in it. So
I like this veggie with the spinach or zucchini in it.
Yeah, and I can go veggie lasagna all day long, but the rest of that stuff is not a good fit for me. So, yeah, today is National Day of. I ain't doing that.
Vegetarian lasagna. There we
That's
go.
right.
So
there you go. I know.
tomorrow is climb a mountain, father-in-laws, and cheesecake. I swear we've had cheesecake, and it's probably was specific. But
yeah.
Tomorrow is climb a mountain, which I've never had any desire to do. Those trails look awfully thin, and I wouldn't want to fall. I don't know. Just my father-in-law is in heaven, so I don't have a father-in-law anymore, and I love cheesecake.
On that, I have climbed to the top of the berm on my property, so I will count that as. You're welcome. So we will do climb the berm.
Just climb the berm. Okay.
Climb the berm. I can do that. Father-in-law does not apply to me, and cheesecake would be one of my go-to desserts because the New York style especially does not feel super sweet to me. And to be 1,000% honest, I usually get plain New York style cheesecake and a teaspoon, very specifically measured, of cocoa powder, as in cocoa, cacao, or however you say it. And I sprinkle that on top of the cheesecake, and that's it for me. And so no crud, no drizzle, no icky. And that's my cheesecake choice. So for anybody listening,
have you had cheesecake?
Pardon me, I have had what?
Have you had my cheesecake?
I don't think so. Is it New York style?
Yeah, okay. It's about this thick.
Oh my gosh, no, I definitely have not. I would remember that for sure.
It's a heart attack waiting to happen, but
yeah. Oh, I know, and that's literally my thing is the cocoa. So I'll put my address in the chat, and you guys can send me a cheesecake.
Or you can send them to me. I'll taste test them, make sure they're okay before I send them to Queenie.
See, you're a big helper. Thank you. And Debbie decided that my berm is not a mountain. So okay, whatever, Deb.
We'll just leave her in her little dream world. Anyways, moving on to our next day, which is Wednesday. Wednesday is avocados, National Mutt Day. I don't like that word, but my dog is a mutt. She's the best dog we've ever had. And raspberry cake, which I've never had a raspberry cake, and kind of one of those, don't care if I do, don't care if I don't.
Okay, so the mutt part, none of my grand pups would be thrilled at being called mutts. And so I actually don't think they are actually. I have several varieties, but I don't think actually, I really don't think any of them are mutts. But so that's not going to work. But the raspberry cake, I'm all over. I love raspberries and blueberries are my go-to fruits. I don't like the rest of them because usually they're too sweet and I can't handle that. But an avocado all day long, every day, absolutely love it. Yeah.
Yeah, we are on a kick right now. We're making avocado. I call it pudding. You basically mix it with cocoa, a little bit of maple syrup. What else you put in there? Vanilla, and it's really, really good. It's better than pudding. I mean, and I don't make it real sweet.
No, and I have actually made that before myself because I love it.
Yeah, I could just, when I mix it, I'm just like, oh, I could just make I could eat the whole thing. Nobody'd ever know.
Yeah.
So
Karen, your little puppy dog is not a mutt. He's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, but honestly, that's an interesting national day of. But
yes.
avocado and raspberries, you bet.
So Thursday is National Girlfriends Day.
Woohoo!
So, and then Friday is water balloons and coloring books.
Yeah, by Friday after all this heat, we're going to need some kind of therapy.
It'll be like 900 degrees. So,
yeah, so I think water balloons and coloring books might be the perfect fix for this week of heat.
And Saturday is sandcastles and sunflowers. If we actually had a real beach around here, it would be great. But I don't consider. I actually grew up by Lake Michigan.
Okay.
It's not the ocean, but the lake is as big as an ocean. So I know what a real beach is, and the beaches around here, I'm like, you walk and you step on rocks and sticks, and
then that's the opposite. Yeah, opposite.
Yeah. So sandcastles and sunflowers on Saturday, and sunflowers are one of my favorite flowers. And then Sunday we start off the new week with sisters, American family, friendship, and chocolate chip cookies.
Okay. Well, once again, a lot going on to unpack in that one. And the family component is always a biggie, and wrap it up with dessert sounds like a plan.
Totally. Not, wrap it up with chocolate chip cookies. So I am using if you want to say an inspirational Bible verse today.
Okay.
Maybe it's not inspirational. I don't know. I do a lot of TikTok. I do a lot of Facebook, the reels on Facebook. And it seems to be different people are using the same voice, which is, I'm sure it's a computer voice, with different backgrounds. And they keep doing this scripture verse. And I'm like, it's in my head so much. I'm like, let's do that for today. It's Deuteronomy 31:6. And it says, be strong and courageous. Do not fear or be in dread of them, for it is the Lord your God who goes with you. He will not leave you or forsake you. So, but it's always those reels start with, be strong and courageous. And sometimes they'll move on through the verse, or sometimes they'll just leave it at that. But, in the crazy times, sometimes you have to be strong and courageous because it's kind of out of control. So
absolutely. And it's interesting that there's a lot of TikTok. There's actually a couple Bible studies on TikTok, as a matter of fact. And so it's always very interesting to me what people pick up on. And just like you were mentioning earlier, Doc, with your algorithm and the fact that platforms don't allow your copyright and all your stuff for some of your music that you do for your videos. It's just interesting to me when people are on different somethings, what is the impact part and what is the growth part and what is the everyone has a different take on it, if you will. And it's always interesting to me what causes people to pay attention. And sometimes it's different stuff. I mean, seriously, there's not a specific, just like you said, 9:00 Monday, now it's 2:00 Tuesday. So it's never specific and it doesn't last. Once you learn it, now you got to learn something new because it's all different.
Well, and they say, the only thing that's consistent is change,
Yeah.
And it's true. I mean, we've seen it like what you just said with the platforms, business changes, we change, things grow, we grow. Yeah. It would be nice if you could predict and do the same thing over and over again. But then again, think it would be kind of boring. At least for me, it would be boring if we, you know, had the same things over and over.
No, absolutely. Deborah said that her dog was a highly pedigreed mongrel. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's always so fun. And we do thank you guys for joining live. It's super fun, honestly. And the community page, if you've got events coming up, if you've got subjects in your company, if you've got events there as far as different offerings that you have with your businesses, Deborah actually has a new book, which is awesome. There's all kinds of things that you can put in the community, in the group page on Facebook. So please do that. Just because we can't post there anymore from a standpoint of video and all this stuff, that is that, you know, we can still have the community page for interaction. So please do that. So we're super excited that that has been established so far.
And I would like to mention, we'll mention it at the end, but I'd like to mention we are still going to be doing Doc and Queenie guest lives. I mean, and still, it's not like we've given it up. You know, it ebbs and flows because we're all busy, but we would love to have you on and, you know, edify your business and, you know, just have a little chat. It's always fun. It's kind of like the Kathy chat. It's just an extra person, which would be me.
Yeah, well, it's 15 or 20 minutes all about the person. And it's super fun to be able to do the Doc and Queenie Guest Live. So if you do want to be a guest on Doc and Queenie Guest Live, we'd love to have you because we definitely want to support each other and the communities and all of that. So please consider that if you haven't already. And then, of course, for those of you who are new watching with us live or on the replay, Doc and Queenie Classes is on the fourth Wednesday of every month, also at high noon. So please consider joining us then. And those are always on our YouTube channel, ultimately. And so please consider that because it's just a fun way to keep this community growing.
Yes. And if you've been on with us longer than 6 months, you were with us one time on the guest live, you can come back. We usually just say every 6 months. So I've got a list. I can go down that list of people that are on here right now. If you get
absolutely. Well, and that's another thing. How many changes have happened in our community? Yes. And how many new, like Maritza Dominguez, if you notice, she and her husband have now sold their house in South Florida and they're going to their land area, northern area. And so that's going to be super fun to watch their growth as well. And what is it called, Doc? They're building a container home. Is that what it is?
I'm not exactly sure, but I know they're homesteading basically, which is
really, absolutely.
And starting literally from scratch.
Absolutely from scratch. Yes. And so the property, the plot of land that sounds mammoth is where they're going to build their home. And they said the process is about 12 weeks. So once again, it's going to be very interesting, but they did sell their house. So like I said, there's so much changing. It's very cool.
Totally. So I wonder what our little wheel is going to do to us today. I mean, what's going to be on.
Yeah. Let's think about what it's going to do to us today. That's a good way to say it. Thank you to everyone who has sent in the words for the wheel, because we always love that. I'm going to shuffle 6 times to find out which dynamic wheel word we will get today on Doc and Queenie Words Have Meaning. There we go. This is all about you. Yeah, this is all about you.
Oh, yeah? Friday's my favorite day.
I know that.
Friday at 5 o'clock. Because it's the start of the weekend. That's kind of it. That's why I love Friday. It's also kind of a, you be as healthy as possible through the week. And then Friday is like, it's Friday, so it's time to cheat a little bit.
So your Friday diet is different than your Monday diet?
A lot of times, yes. So how about you, Queenie? What does Friday mean to you?
For me, first of all, I have several networking events. And on the third Friday, as a matter of fact, that one is literally back to back. I have a 9 o'clock. I have a Bible study after that. I've got several alignable groups after that. And then I have Girls Just Want to Have Fun with Phyllis, sometimes Coffee Club with Michelle. And then on the third Friday night, as I mentioned, at night is a posting party with Diva. So third Fridays are super busy, usually back to back like holy moly. And I try to have all my outside work done by then. Just because the weekends are nuts, even in the neighborhood. And so I love having everything done. And quite frankly, I know that this will make Karen choke. So make sure you're not drinking iced tea or whatever you're drinking right now. But I do love the sports topic. So whether we are having a Royals game or certainly Chiefs training camp, home opener, things like that, it's always interesting for the sports on the weekend because it's fun to watch. And like I say, being inside on the weekend is usually my thing, unless I'm on the patio and I've got the iPad out there watching the sports thing. So I love Fridays as well, but Monday is still my favorite.
Yep. Yeah. We've got the Chiefs is right around the corner. I've been watching their little reels as they walk into practice. You're like,
yeah, I've been watching them actually on Twitter, and the interviews and the reels, like you say, are super amazing. And it looks like we are going to have an explosive team this year.
Oh, yeah. We've got a lot of really good players that they picked up. And there's one guy that's even faster than what's his face from Miami. See, I've already forgotten his name.
That's all right. He's number 10, Xavier
Yes.
Worthy. Xavier Worthy, I believe is his name. And so it'll be very fun. They've, of course, shown him several times. And, of course, he literally catches everything that's thrown his way. So we hope that continues.
He like ran a 4-second 50-yard or whatever they measure, 4 seconds. You're like,
yeah.
What?
Yeah, exactly. That's why I say this
right.
is going to be just
yards. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it was crazy.
Phenomenal. I can't wait. Yeah. But the interesting thing is we were talking earlier, this is the end of the first month of the third quarter. And that to me, because of course I do everything calculation wise and return on investment and all those things. And so literally for me, the end of the first month of the third quarter is like impossible. So we've got 5 months left in this dynamic year. And I don't even know what happened to April, May, June, actually. So,
as soon as we hit that July 4th, it just flips and you're like, because to me, July 4th is the middle of the summer.
Yeah, actually, that's correct. Yeah, for real. Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. And that's why, and of course, I keep looking at the calendar. Is it time for me to put up all my Christmas stuff yet?
We're getting close. Couple months.
Yeah, I know. And of course, my kids are like, "You're killing me. You're killing me. You're killing me."
Well, and I've been on a seminar right now, a free seminar, and they're talking about winter gardening, and I'm just like, okay, I'm trying to put my head around this, but we have to start planting and planning now.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that would tear me up as well.
So.
Oh, time is flying, and we're sorry.
But I love Friday at 5 p.m. So,
yeah. And I love Monday no matter what time. So let's see what the wheel says for topics 3, 4, 5, 6. And once again, thank you guys for sending this stuff in. It's so fun. This is fun. Resilient rising.
Yes.
There you go. Resilient rising. What does that mean to you, Doc?
Well, they pop up on my feed on Facebook and I think Instagram too. They give some of these really cool quotes, and they're powerful quotes. Simple, simplicity. A lot of, I find that a lot of quotes, a lot of inspirational quotes are really not. You and I could have come up with them, but maybe it's just the impact at the moment. It makes an impact at the moment of where you're at. And that's this resilient.
If you listen to it today and then you listen to it next month, the impact will probably be different.
Yeah. Next month you'd be like, yeah, whatever, and today you're like, oh, that's really good. But it's a lot of very uplifting kind of, for example, I'll use this. It's an easy one. It's just, success. What is success? It's getting up. It's not, failure is staying down. If you fall, failure is not getting up. Success is getting up and one step forward. It's those kinds of quotes. And then of course they have mountain scenes and all that kind of stuff that makes you go ooh and ah. But it's just there are certain ones that I will like, and of course the algorithm has got it going and pops up all the time. So yeah.
So what is resilient rising like? How would our friends find that?
You can just search for it. I've seen it on Facebook, and I've seen it on Instagram, and I'm sure it's probably on TikTok. Everybody's on their own, and it might be on YouTube Shorts also. But I mainly see it on Facebook, which is kind of funny, on the reels on Facebook. So yeah, just type in resilient rising. And they've got a lot of really good quotes, inspiration. So
yeah, and I definitely appreciate that because like I said, if you listen to something fantastic today and it's like, oh my gosh, this resonates so much. And then you listen to it next month, it's going to be like, okay. And so the timing is always impactful for me. And of course, for me, there's never any accidents.
No,
And that's the part that I love so much. What is the message? And sometimes God has to hit me in the head with a brick to get my attention. And here we are. So I love that part, Doc. Resilient rising.
Are you the type, Queenie, that will you write down the quote if it makes that much of an impact?
Very seldom. Sometimes I would be inclined to do a Words of Wisdom Wednesday resolving with that, like wrapped around it, so to speak. Sometimes maybe, but probably I would not be inclined to write it down, because I have learned over the 500 years of my existence that when I read it the next time, it won't have the same impact. And I'll wonder, why did I write that down? So I don't put myself through that.
So here's one. I'm going to read one real fast. Of course, it's plain. Let's go to another one. Nope.
Thanks, Debbie. Deuteronomy 31:6. Good job.
Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Oh, now it's moving too quickly. Never mind. Out of the heart, yeah. Where your heart is, where your treasure is, where your heart is. Never mind. Forget it. I just messed it up.
That would be why you write it down, right?
Yes. But yeah, check it out. They've got some good ones. They mix scripture in, and then I think a lot of their inspirational quotes or whatever are based on scripture too. You can tell. So
I love that. Thank you. Resilient Rising. I love the name.
Resilient Rising. I do too. That's a powerful. There's power in that title. So, anyways, well, guess what, Queenie? I know we're finished.
30 minutes in the world. I'm telling you what, Doc.
I know we just got started. We were just talking about cheesecake. I don't know. Go figure. Well, thank you everyone for joining us, whether you were on live or on the replay for Doc and Queenie live every Monday at
high noon.
High noon. Yeah, I'm trying. We all know that. Keep trying. You can reach out to either of us on social media. You can reach out to Queenie at Kathy Weaver KC on social media, or go directly to her website, which has lots of fun stuff to look at and read at KathyWeaverKC.com. Myself is Kitchen Garden Expert. I'm on YouTube looking for more subscribers to make it to 1,000, or KitchenGardenExpert.com. So until next Monday, which is our celebration of our 4th year as Doc and Queenie, and we would love to have you on. We've got the opportunity for folks to come on live and join us for a few minutes if they would like. We would love that. We would have a lot of fun with that. Think about it. But yes, please join us next Monday at
high noon.
Oh, Queenie, for our celebration of Doc and Queenie number 4. Have a fantastic week. Stay cool and have a great weekend and all of that stuff. And we will see you next Monday. Thank you, Queenie. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Doc. Bye for now.